Hey guys, what's up? Random Ginger here, and today I'm going to be showing you my seamless recessed lighting. What you're seeing here is kind of the building that it's housed in. You can kind of see it inside there. The decorations are just kind of my attempt to pretty it up a bit. Probably didn't do that great of a job. If you guys build it and do something better, let me know. I'd love to see it. But let's just go on and take a look. So you can see it's nice and flat, all glowstone, no lines in the ceiling, no nothing, except for that, it's just a hole to get up. Press the button, glowstone comes up, and it's replaced with the stone bricks. Or it could be whatever block you have as your ceiling. Press it again, comes up, glowstone is replaced. And as you can see, it's completely seamless, nice and quick. It's a little bit noisy, but I mean, that's alright. So I know that we have redstone lamps now, so this might be a little obsolete, but I personally like the look of just the seamlessness, because when you have the redstone lamps, you can still see that they're there when they're not on. But this way, completely flat ceiling, and then all of a sudden you press a button, and then lights pop out of nowhere. So I'll show you kind of what's going on inside now. This is just a line of torches going up from the button, and this is holding all of these rows of pistons, these pistons pointing down, holding them always on, so the blocks are pushed into place. But when the button is pressed, this that torch goes momentarily out, and then you can see all the pistons pull up, and then the blocks are replaced. Do that again. So and then right here, if I were to break this, you can see that right here, this is just a lot like straight from the block that's pushed down there all the way over here. It just alternates glowstone, stone, glowstone, stone, over and over. So that when you press the button, these pistons will lift up, and then either this row or the other row of pistons that's identical over here will push the other block into place, and then these pistons will push back down, and the block is then replaced. So you'll see that come up. It happens really fast, but you can probably see it. And then right here is kind of a T flip-flop sort of thing, but instead of just like sending the power state through and keeping it out on one side, I wanted it to alternate, but I wanted the power only to go through when the button is being pressed. So I mean, there's probably a lot more compact design. This is just one that I came up with. So you'll push the button. I'll show you that one more time. And then the signal is carried through whichever side the blocks are on. So right then it was this side. Right now it'll be here. This is carried through. The signal is sent over to this row of pistons over there. This repeater is only necessary because this is just barely, this line right here, is just barely too long enough for the signal to get carried through. Alright. Oh, nope. I'm not used to that new command. I'm used to using just toggle downfall. That rain is annoying. Okay, but back to the explanation. So this wire goes into this block, which then this repeater kind of pulls the signal out of the block and sends it into this repeater, which after a delay pushes this block, or activates this piston, which pushes the blocks over here, and then starts it on the other side. And then if you were to press it again, it would come back to this side. And I'll show you what happens if the repeater is on too short of delay. See how the blocks got pushed over and then pushed back right away? You need this here so that the piston only pushes the blocks right at the end of the pulse, so that there's not time for the other piston to push it back. So, I need to reset that. So I'll show you one more time the whole thing. It all looks pretty nice and clean, so I think this would be a good thing. And it's a little resource heavy just because there's so many pistons and so many repeaters. But I mean, in survival, I know I usually have a lot of extra stuff, like redstone and everything, because you never really use that too much in survival, so it might be doable. Darn, there's a bunch of snow on my roof. Oh well, we'll get around that. So now I'm actually going to show you guys how to make this. So, what you're going to do first is make your building. I just made mine. This from here over to the other end is 21 blocks, and it's 17 wide. And I just punched a 7x4 pattern of holes into the ceiling. And then what you're going to want to do is take some sticky pistons. Actually, go like this. And then see how the sticky piston is one above the ceiling? That's how you want it. So now that you would just repeat that, you might, like if you were doing this in survival, you might just want to create a grid like this. And then go down and put the pistons in like this. I mean, you wouldn't be flying, but you get the idea. And you can make, actually I'll talk about the ceiling height in a little bit. But what I'm going to do, since I'm lazy, is go like this. Much easier. I'll go like this. There, that's nice. So I just used some world edit because I just wanted to be quick, but you guys will obviously not do that. Oh, actually, my bad, you guys. These are supposed to be one up. So, I'm sorry I messed it up earlier, but they should actually look like this, so that when the piston is extended, the block below them is in line with the ceiling. So now what you're going to want to do is take your blocks. For this I'm going to use, so it's going to be glowstone and whatever your ceiling block is. And just go like that. I'm just going to stack mine. And you should have, for however many holes wide yours is, so mine is 4, you're going to want to have 4 of each block, so 8 blocks total alternating. Once again, I'm just going to use some world edit. Probably shouldn't be using world edit since it's a tutorial to show you guys, but I think you'll do just fine. Okay, so now we have all that set up, and now we're going to want to lay out the pistons that are going to push the blocks from side to side. So go like this. I won't use world edit for this part since it actually goes pretty quick. Probably take just as long, if not longer, to use world edit. So these pistons, what they're going to do is when the vertical pistons pull the blocks up, these rows of pistons will then push the blocks over before the vertical pistons push back down. Oh, one more. Okay, and now to wire these up, you're going to put a repeater in front of each one. Just set the repeater to 1 so there's a short delay. I guess this delay probably isn't totally necessary. You could just put redstone there like this, and then, and that would still work. But I kind of like the look of, if you saw in the other one, how it kind of like slowly, or not slowly, but went across in kind of a wave pattern. I kind of think that looks cool. So I'm going to do it like this, but it's all up to your preference. And then in between each of these, and this is again just for the wave kind of look, put a repeater like that, so that there's a 1-tick delay between each repeater. Actually, I don't think these repeaters are optional. I think you might need to have those, just because we're going to be putting repeaters in between each of these rows. So put repeaters right there, and then put dust in all of these gaps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then in between the pistons, you're only going to need to do it in this row that I'm doing right there, and in this row. The middle row isn't necessary because you're already going to be powering all the pistons through these 2 lines right here. So I'm just laying wool just because I think it looks nice. But lay whatever block you want to use, doesn't really matter because you're not going to see this block from the bottom. Like that, and just put a repeater in between each one, and in front of them like that. Okay, so those repeaters will send power all the way through. And then you're going to want to put it like that, go like that, and put a torch on this block right there. So all those pistons are powered. And then what you're going to want to do is, this is the block that the torch is right on top of. You're going to want to make a line of torches. I'll just use green wool. That's good. Line of torches coming down from it. And this is where the issue of ceiling height comes in. You want this line of torches to have an odd number of torches in it, so that the bottom and top torches are both on when the button's not pushed. And the reason that this pertains to ceiling height is because, personally, I think it makes sense to have this button at 2 blocks above the ground, so it's nice and easy to reach. And then that allows for an even 5 repeaters. So if you were to lower the ceiling 4 blocks, you'll get nice 3 repeaters. I don't think 1 block would really work too well. Or 1 repeater would really work too well, because yeah, I don't think you could even do that. So that's how the ceiling works, or that's how the ceiling height is kind of tricky on this one. But I mean, if you really want to make it taller or whatever, that's up to you. So now that we have that all wired up, we're going to put in that little flip-flop that I showed you. So lay some wire coming from the bottom torch, or the second to the top torch, in a pattern like this. And then what's going to be right there is actually going to be the wood blocks. And you don't want it to come in any contact with this block, like right there. Well, okay, I guess if you had something like this, you don't want that, because then this is getting powered, so that's just not good. Yeah, so you can go like that. Okay, so go like that, right there, normal piston, and then coming out of this block, repeater set to 1, repeater set to 1. Oopsies, I didn't mean to do that. Nice pick block, I love that feature. And then repeater set to 4, repeater set to 4, and then coming out, repeater just set to 1 just to lengthen the signal. Run the wire across. How many did I put that over? Just to make it symmetrical. It wouldn't really matter where this repeater actually is. And you guys, I think that's about it. So if you wanted to see how it looked from the top, you could just add a button on this one right here. The button just has to be on one of the lit torches to be able to see what happens. Like that. Now the glowstone's in, and we'll go from the bottom. Have a look at it. Oh, didn't. What did I do wrong? I don't know what's wrong with that. Shouldn't be anything wrong. Glowstone's in. Maybe this repeater should be set to another delay. I think that fixed it. So, there you go. If you're having a little bit of trouble, sorry for that pause there, you guys. I don't think I did that in this other one. Must have just been a bit of server lag. Yeah, must have just been some server lag. So, if you are having a little trouble on a server, or if your computer's a bit slower, or whatever it may be, you can add delays to these repeaters right here to fix it up a little bit. Or, I mean, if you know a little bit about redstone, you can just try mess around with the delays in the different repeaters. that's usually where the problem is. If, like, say you press the button and the blocks get pulled up, and then the same block replaces it. That's usually where the problem comes from. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you could follow it easily. It was my first kind of tutorial that I'd done, so hopefully I was clear enough. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, post them in the comments below. I'll do my best to respond to them. If you liked the video, be sure to like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be sending out at least a couple of videos a week. And my channel is going to be majority redstone. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and everyone have a great day.